Good evening, everybody. We
Good
live, right?
evening,
Yeah, we are
everybody.
definitely live. I'm sorry. Let me put this on. Oh, there we go. Yes, but good evening, everybody. Welcome back, as always, to our
It's our Tuesday. We're gonna call it the PK Tuesday. Host, could you turn the music down just a smidget, please? I think it's a little loud.
A lot of
Um, yeah. Look, you turn it off.
appropriate.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Again, welcome back to the Roundtable Talk. I'm your host, Christopher Jones. My co-host, Dr. Catherine Campbell, and we got a guest co-host on this evening, Dustin Harris, my good friend, man. I mean, like I told you I was gonna move the world to put you on here. You know what I'm saying? Especially so that you'll be able to dialogue and share some of your local knowledge that you have and love that you have for our community. And so to have you on is man, I tip my hat to you and I appreciate you for
I pre-
sparing you. You know what I'm saying? Your 9 o'clock hour. I
you know,
apologize.
I appreciate
It's,
the invite. I don't be
it's
out
an honor
much.
to have you, sir.
I appreciate it. I don't be out much, so when you see me, it's a blessing.
Most deaf. And I'm sure our other co-host, Perry Busby, will definitely hop in pretty soon. I know he's taking care of my sister. Continue to pray for her as she recover from a procedure that she had. So, without further ado, on the Knowledge is Power podcast live, we bring you the roundtable talk once again, and we got some to talk. We got some to talk, especially about what is going on in this country. Oh my goodness, some of the best I would say fictional storylines a writer could write, right? I
Doge has hit Beaumont.
oh man, so lace us up on that, Miss Cat.
You didn't see the news this morning?
I mean, I
They
might
they they
have.
they fired a lot of federal workers here
No, I
too.
didn't see the news.
Yeah,
So,
federal
so
workers in the
a lot
Edison
of
Plaza.
people, yeah, a lot of people thought that Fed workers only worked in DC, huh?
Yeah,
Well, we know that's not
they found out.
facts. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's our FAFO.
They
I
found
mean, like
out.
it's the monument. Dustin, what you think about it? Not just what you see here, but I mean, like, I saw it on the news. I just didn't know if our listeners and watchers had saw it.
I
Um,
personally think it's the dumbest thing ever because I don't think they comprehend how federal contracts work. Because even though them people ain't at work, you still paying them.
we we
Yeah,
we still we got to pay them. We the people.
because contracts are meant to be paid.
Hmm.
It's a thing written in there that even if you cancel it, you still have to put forth that money until the
That's
Mm,
contract
right.
is fulfilled. So
mm.
I don't know what the saving is, but it is what it is.
Right. I mean, like, of course, as a veteran myself, and thanks to all of those that have served as we, celebrate National Vietnam War Veterans Day. Um, Throughout this month, actually, I'm a celebrated all month long as a veteran. And I'm also celebrating this month, International Day of Remembrance of Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. That's all
And
month.
also,
Yes, ma'am. Women's
and
History Month
also,
and
and
Women's History
also,
Month. Women's History Month. And my birthday. Ah!
that's what I'm talking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 31 days of March. And April 1st. I even celebrate on April 1st just to, just to celebrate on April 1st. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor.
You're
But
welcome.
definitely, I definitely want people to, have some awareness about what is actually going on in our country, not only um on the national stage, but the global stage. And man, I wish like Perry would jump in right quick because there was some epic happening today. Um, Especially with Marco Rubio. I don't know if y'all, paying attention to Marco and Ukraine. It's a lot of happening in that space. And if again, if you know the history behind Marco, again, me and Perry was talking about it a little bit. If you know the history behind Marco Rubio and Putin, it's not good. It's not palatable. All would be perceived as palatable to a point to where you could come to a negotiation. You know what I'm talking about? So, I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe that's political suicide on Marco Rubio's side, or is that a setup on the orange orangutan side? What you think?
Y'all might want to check Marco Rubio's face, how he be looking. His face tells the story. He ain't happy.
The brother, man, the brother sat in there when they was talking to Zelensky and was like,
Hmm?
that was the worst roll eyes or eye rolls or shade I've ever seen in an official capacity.
Mm,
Hey,
Yeah,
mm,
the face
like
tells the story.
Dustin, you're prior service military, right?
Mm-hmm. Air
What
Force
branch, if you
15.
mind me asking? Huh? So you, I don't know if you would be trained the same way as Army or Marine Corps, but I know they do teach you to read body language, right?
They sure do. You that man out there looking like a hostage.
Yes, he gives the signs of it. I mean, like I had my best friend. One day we were at the store at a convenience store, and I was like, "Ooh, she walked like a thief." She was like, "What?" She was like,
wow.
how do you walk like a thief?" I was like, "Don't ask. It's she walked
Wow.
like a thief."
You pick up on micro expressions and movements.
Yeah, yeah,
You must
yeah.
expound. You open that can of worms. You must expound.
So like it's a body, like it's a language that you come to identify that's associated with individuals that do those types of things, right? Whether it's uh looking, you know
The
things
sweet.
like that. Yeah. If it's sort of kind of quick step. Yeah,
And the
if they
hustle.
quick step, yeah. If they in a quick step and they still looking like that, you walk like a thief,
Hmm.
or you walk like a threat. Now, if you walk like I think you would rather me say you walk like a thief than me tell you walk like a threat, because all enemies, foreign and domestic. I'm telling y'all. And And I do believe that, you know what I'm saying? Just like Dustin said, the reading of body language, you know what I'm saying? And some of the people that are in elected positions. Mind you, we didn't elect all of these people that are in Congress and that are in the Senate, right? Uh, but they represent us all. And so if we have 50 states, I'm fit to write to 50 different senators or however many they got. And I'm gonna air out my grievance because I didn't against all enemies, foreign and domestic, for just Texas.
Mm.
It's all enemies, foreign and domestic, against the Constitution of these United States. These United me. These United States.
All 50, not
All
51,
50,
including
not
Canada.
51, not 51. It does not
No,
include
no, no, no,
51. It does
no,
not
no, no.
include Greenland, and it does not include Panama. It does not. That's not the
Only Puerto
portions of
Rico.
our look.
But I
And
got a side question.
they trying to throw them people away.
Why is he trying to
And
make
the U.S.
Canada the
Virgin Islands.
51st when he got all these territories?
Mm.
He ain't even made DC. Come on, you can't even make DC. I almost got up off my own. See, you ain't even made DC the 51st state, and it's
That's right.
contiguous. It's like connected to
It's
us.
contagious. That's right.
I
That's
don't
right.
even think they got a representative.
The
Because they're
mayor,
not a state. It's only a district.
that's the only reason why they said remove uh Black Lives Matter off that street, or we're gonna do it for you. Because she governs the city, but she
She
don't
ain't got
really
no
have
power.
any. I didn't say that.
I did.
she she do more than what they allowing, but that's why they keep blocking her in her petitions to become the 51st state of the United States.
Well, we got DC, Puerto Rico. Ain't the Virgin
But they
Islands
not
put our
they not yeah, the
territories?
US Virgin Islands is a territory, but they're not connected to us. Alaska is a territory. They're not connected to us.
That's right.
Alaska got a senator, I
And
believe.
DC don't, and I'm feeling better too, so I'm acting up today. You understand?
Don't show them. Don't show them.
Oh no, I'm ready to get back out there, Miss Cat. You already know how it go. Um, but yes, I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out. How we seeking Canada to become the 51st state, and Chocolate City is right here with us for a long time, and you won't even
Mm.
consider that.
It's because he think he could push over Canada.
And
But they
Greenland.
showing them, aren't they? They're standing up.
Yeah, yeah, I'm loving it. They're mocking him too at the same time. They
Good
mocking him
evening,
so
brother.
bad. Good evening, Perry Bellisby.
Good evening, good evening. Sorry for my tardiness, but you know I'm in a trailer, and and my wife was on the phone with my daughter and my granddaughter, so you know that
Wait your
conversation.
Absolutely.
turn.
Absolutely. Tell my sister we still
So
praying
I
for her
wasn't gonna
too.
interrupt it.
Girls
I
rule.
let it go and let it go.
Girls
You better.
rule.
You better, or your mic would have been muted the
You're
whole
right. You're
time.
right. Happy life.
Nah,
I
brother.
say I'll catch him
Right.
later.
No, we were actually talking about, you know what I'm saying? I touched on a little bit of what we talked about earlier with Marco Rubio. And we alluded to, the 51st state of Canada. And um Lance Bottoms can't even get DC to be the 51st state. And that's contiguous. Make
Contiguous.
that
Tell me about
make
it.
that make sense.
Tell me about it.
So yeah, that's what we was talking about. How is it that we're reaching across North America? I didn't say United States of America. I said we're reaching across North America in order to find our 51st
Hmm.
state when hold on. Who is the current mayor of DC? Is it still Miss Lance Bottom? Whatever her last name is?
No, it's not. It's not Miss Bottoms. There's another. Mm.
Bowser. Is that Bowser? No.
There's Bowser,
I believe it is
Maryland
Yeah, it's
Bowser.
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 I believe it
Marilyn
is
Bowser.
Bowser.
Yeah. So yeah, that's her. Even her predecessor was asking to become the 51st state of the United States. And I'm I'm just not understanding why we reaching across
Uh,
the border
Uh,
to
and,
find
and
our
and
51st
you had
state.
the Virgin Islands, and you had the Virgin Islands represented in Congress.
U.S. Virgin Islands is definitely. I mean, and Dustin
You're not
mentioned
even
that
think
all the territories that we currently have. He mentioned
right. Yeah.
that.
DC gonna become a state when them 40 acres
But
and a
like,
mule show up.
but like I say, I mean, when
Well, you do know that
but
that bill
Chris,
is reissued on the floor. You do know that, right?
It could be reissued all they want until
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
put it forward. I don't care.
Right, right. It's definitely
uh,
back on the floor. It's definitely that appropriations is definitely on the floor, and I want to see. I want to see what they talk about.
Man, they gonna if they ever give anything, they gonna try to break it down to a quarter acre and a billy goat.
A whole billy goat. It won't be a lamb.
Nah, lamb you can sell for meat.
A billy goat too.
A billy goat. You gonna hold
Billy
on to that
Goat.
goat for that milk, cause you gonna hold on to
You
that
ain't
goat
heard
for
of
that
goat
milk.
milk, goat cheese,
Yes, and
goat
I'm talking
stew.
about the
Come on
best.
now.
It's better than Kyle.
Goat is tender.
Man,
Cook
goat is
right.
the bomb. Man, I mean, like, especially if you clean it right and you cook it
Mm.
right.
Well, look at here.
Oh, some of the best eating, I promise. I promise. So, what do you think, Perry Busby, about this Marco Rubio situation? We still go on the national side, so I definitely wanted to knock some foreign communications or um out of the way, get some foreign insight, some you know s- some
Yeah.
and break it down to us to where we'll understand it as listeners and viewers and whatnot.
I just think Marco Rubio is just the latest of those political figures uh, who who tend to overestimate their political prowess against people who have a different moral arc.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, I've seen Marco Rubio go from being a considered a top aide to Jeb Bush
Hmm.
to now being a Trump loyalist to just now saying, you know what, let me take off my trunks, let me just skinny dip in sewage. I mean, that's what accepting the Secretary of State position is like. You're bringing political prowess to people who don't give a damn about political norms or any traditions, and I just think I think he exemplifies uh some of the naive preconceptions a lot of our leaders bring into leadership.
Not, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say. I would because I'm starting to learn, right? Especially about who I consider a leader. And people can call whoever they
Hmm.
want a leader, right? But
Right.
I'm starting to really consider and reconsider the
Mm.
standard of
Mm-mm.
what individuals in my life play a role as considered to be a leader.
Lord, look at
Right.
here.
Um, I'm looking at um, attitudes. I'm looking
Mm.
at personalities. I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying, quiet shade, um, and
Humility.
or the lack thereof.
Bingo.
Hmm.
Um, that many individuals in our community were, for me, considered as a leader. And so, even in political turmoil that we have locally,
Mm.
uh and nationally and statewide, um I'm looking at, you remember the old commercial, I see your true colors shining through.
Mm.
I see
Hmm.
your true
Yeah.
I promise. And it's different. It used to be, that's why I love you. But
Nah.
Don't
Well,
you
that plus I've always said that once conservatives decided that they wanted to take this deep turn that started sort of with, they have been playing with it all along. Let's not be
I
twisted.
was just about to
Donald
say,
Trump
we already
isn't
know
new. They've
Project
been playing with
2025
it
being implemented
since.
in Texas. Right. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to Reagan, and and it has vestiges back to George Wallace, and it has its ebbs and
Yes, sir.
flows.
Yes, sir.
Uh, what it hasn't had is these acolytes that's driven by social media. It's a constant, like you say. I think it's more psychological warfare than anything else, that you get these people who have no substance, who somehow get to be the buoyancy of news. In no other life would Marjorie Taylor Greene be newsworthy.
Or have her face on TV.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
You know,
And no
but
disrespect.
then we
No
get,
All
disrespect doing
disrespect.
Women's History Month.
All
But to
disrespect.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, much disrespect. Much
You ain't
disrespect.
saying nothing wrong if
right,
it's
yeah.
true now.
She
I
hardly look
mean,
at.
Because being that we are men, we don't want the rest of the queens and women and ladies and females. See how that
Right.
went? Because you have to identify those individuals. Same
Right.
go with leaders, kings, princes, and leaders. I mean,
So who are
where you
calling these
at?
leaders, themselves or others? Because if a leader, quote unquote leader, turns around, my pastor always says, if a leader turns around and nobody's following him, he's just taking a walk, or she's just taking a walk.
But then leadership is also abdicating.
That's right.
I mean, people will abdicate somebody to, to a role. Well, we need a leader. He want to do it. Okay, he a good guy. She's a good person. She's a good. I mean, and we may say that. We may. I mean, we may not say that, but you know what? The numbers sure bear it out.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, so like again, maybe this is my finite mind, being that I'm prior service military, and I did say finite. I did say finite because I don't want people to think that I know everything. So, um, I'm around. uh, when we have a leader in service, right? When we have a leader, especially like a platoon leader or a squad leader, right? That's the some gun that knows and does the best, right? And is willing to, like Miss Cat always tell us, reach behind and put them up front to say, hey, show me what I showed you. Teach them what I taught you. And you build leadership in knowing that I can follow you as the designated leader. That's what we know as leaders in the
That's right.
military. Individuals that have done the grunt work, that have, you know what I'm saying, been looked over countless times for the excessive work that they do. Individuals that regardless to having access or having done kiss the ring or asked to promote themselves. um the real leaders we know, because again they reach back and they pull those individuals forward, because they know that as a leader that they cannot go anywhere without the individuals that's following them. And like stated, individuals
Yeah.
that are considered to be leaders, even those that push that individual up, in some cases, they just pushed him up and not pushed him up. And
And
Right.
not
so,
upheld them. Yeah.
right, what we have to understand is that there's a difference between a push forward of leadership and a lift up in exaltation. And
And
so,
hold them.
Right.
we are pushing people forward in leadership. We just got a
Hmm.
brazen calf. Oh, now y'all know we three PKs. Y'all know we three
Yeah.
PKs.
But
Epiphany.
right. But you know what? And I have
Share
to
your
say,
epiphany,
but you know
please.
what? A lot of that. No, I just think a lot of that is birthed though out of people simulating what they saw without having a full understanding of what it requires.
Come on now.
Because because Chris, because Chris, the underpinning of what you said,
Woo-wee.
even though you used it in a military paradigm, was about discipline.
That's right.
And I don't care. You can kick over an ant bed and it will look disorganized, but it is organized
Chaos. That's
chaos
right.
that they are operating in because everybody knows what their
That's
task
right.
is. And so I agree with you. It was more lifting up because we grew up in the shadow of King and spent more time idolizing King
That was my
as opposed
epiphany.
to learning
That's
King.
my epiphany, Miss Cat, right there. False idols, idolizing.
Yeah, yeah,
There's your calf.
yeah.
Oh man,
Right,
don't do this to me.
right,
Push me over before you lift me up. Before you do me like that. Before you looking to exalt me. Push me for walk on me first.
right.
As a leader, I'm going to walk with you first.
Thank you so much,
And
Queen.
and then I'll say, well, go ahead, and I'll follow you, and I'm going to see where you're going to lead me. And maybe before I allow you to lead me, I'm going to ask you some questions and say, okay, if you go this way, how will it turn out? If you go that way, how will it turn out? Let's decide. Let's see the end at the beginning and steer that way where we want it to go.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
them kids
yeah.
say.
Well,
Yeah.
can can we have it's not really bad to aspire to be Spock.
Man,
It really isn't. You don't have to be Captain Kirk. Spock is so pivotal.
Spock
man.
is extremely pivotal because he has the answers that the captain needed.
So
And we never get beyond to see. But I don't really like trying to be a leader. I like supporting
Me
leaders.
too.
I just I
I really
I
do.
honestly just
I
like
like
yeah.
bringing my skills to help leaders be the best who they can
Yeah,
be.
I guess that's I just like to be. I don't if I have followers like that looking at me as a leader, I'm looking at y'all as leaders. I'm looking at y'all to see how we gonna do this together. Of course, I will assert myself in a particular
Hmm.
situation, right? But like Miss Cat said, we can't go nowhere divided. I can't get there by myself, is what I'm saying, right?
That's right.
And
Yeah.
even as a leader or an identified individual that got their shit together, that's moving about in our community, that's encouraging not only young people but their age group and older individuals, that's looking out not only for generations that are existing but those that are to come. I
Or
mean,
to
that's
come.
leadership, right?
That's right.
Or at
That's
least
right.
my
Yeah.
perception of leadership, because
Yeah.
I'm looking at a history where I can use some of the writings and articulations from past leaders in our community, and I'm not seeing the script that was once followed or the playbook that was once put into action or the plans that were once revealed to the community. I'm not seeing that in these spaces for identified leadership.
I think we should talk about more about uh having starting leadership in our homes. The parents are the children's first form of leadership. And if our parents aren't, if our community of parents are not
I
leading
like the way you
in the
said that.
direction,
I
yeah,
like the way you said that.
yeah, are not leading in the direction that we want to steer our children in, then our children are wayward and lost already.
I like the
Right?
way you said
You
that.
you you
Yes.
have to see, once again, I'm gonna say it again, just in case you missed it. You have to see the end at the beginning and steer that way.
Mm-hmm.
People who are hanging out on the corner, who are begging in the stores, or whatever the case may be, they're there because somebody didn't lead them in the right direction, and they chose to do just what they, or maybe they did, and they chose to do exactly what they wanted to do. And when they came to the age of understanding, that's where they decided to stay, because they didn't see anything more than the right now. Because we're in a microwave society, and everybody loves that instant gratification, right? But a true leader is going to let you know there's a process, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
But
There's
people
always
don't
a
want to hurt
process.
feelings no more.
I'm sorry.
But people don't want to hurt feelings no more.
But that, you know what? That's how you get to be a leader. You got to go through some
Oh,
tough
that's
times.
Dustin. What you talk about? That's called fake news.
There's a lot of fake stuff
You,
out there.
you
Fake
got to go through some
news,
tough times to get it,
well,
though.
fake
Especially if
news,
I
fake
tap on my
well, I
feelings.
leaders.
mean, tell me though, how easier is it for you to have people connect the dots in their life as opposed to point someone as the reason for the ills in their life?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you
And
said.
and and s-
Say
Can you
that
repeat
again,
it,
Perry.
please?
I said it's a lot. Despite what we think, we try to help people connect the dots in their life while we're dealing with other people who find it much easier to tell them who to point the reason for the ills in their life. And that's what Republicans continue to do, is to continue to give people this, it's not your fault, they are the reason.
False,
It's always an other for
false
them.
narrative.
And that becomes easier. Right, yeah, it becomes easier because I heard a comedian say it. He was sort of saying, he said, man, people really don't give a lot of time to themselves in the mirror. And when they do, that time is usually judgmental. They're usually seeing something that's not right. They're trying to figure out what's right. And they never give time to themselves in the mirror to see who they are, to know who they are.
Other than
Mm.
brushing your
And so
teeth.
when you don't know who they are, other folks start
Yeah.
defining things
Yes,
for you,
yes, yes.
because
Identifying you.
nobody really wants to do that, really drill down. And we've allowed that. All of us have had to, at some point, like my dad used to say, you're gonna have to lay down with yourself.
Hmm. That's very real, and find out who you are. That's right.
Right. You got to lay down with
Check your
yourself.
own integrity.
Mm, mm.
You know.
Ooh. Man, that's deep. Lay down with yourself for at least 30 days and 30 nights.
I told somebody just today, I can't tell no lie to you, because if I lie to you, I'm gonna be lying to myself first.
That's what they
Right.
don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
what I got a lot of you for? You don't have a heaven
Right.
or hell to send me.
Right.
I am the only individual that can send me to heaven or hell.
Right.
I'm the only one
I'm not
that
gonna
can
lie to
be
me.
damn my life. Right. I'm the only one that can damn my life. I'm the only individual that can falsify my name. Me. I don't care how many
Right.
fake people that go out there and claim to be Christopher James Jones, Unc, or whoever. Rock my pictures. Thank you. It's only one me.
Right.
There's only one me.
Right.
And I have to
Right.
sit on my own bouton and I have to stand on my own 2 feet. And thank God that I am
Right.
able to still stand on my own 2 feet and be in my right
And with
mind.
that,
Yeah. Y'all
Yeah.
not gonna play with me
And
on
with
that.
that, yeah. And with that, you asked me about Marco Rubio.
That's the yeah.
So we can bring that on back. So when you don't know yourself, and after you proclaim to be one thing, Trump sends you over to Putin, who knows what you have proclaimed. You proclaimed Putin to be a war
A
criminal.
That's what
thug.
he said.
You said it publicly. You said he was a
A
That's
thug.
what
thug.
you said.
He shouldn't be dealt with.
So, Justin, what was those
And
facial
now Trump
expressions?
say go over there and make a deal with
So, Justin, what were those facial expressions that he had?
He don't want to
Describe
be
them
there.
now.
You can tell Marco Rubio don't want to be there. That man there.
Marco, you are the deal. What deal you gonna make? You are the deal.
I said he gonna come home and a few days later. I mean, y'all gotta understand who the Kremlin is, man. Man, man, I'm sorry. Because he is currently removing security clearances as we speak.
Huh.
They keep mine.
And
I don't want it.
man, I promise it's so many of them that I hear say that, especially under this administration. No, you can have it.
No.
No, you can have it. You can have it. There's like,
Yeah.
nah, I'd rather not even serve. It's it is military brass that's like, I'm unable to can. I'm willing to not.
It's only so much you can do and deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's hard to take order from somebody you smarter than. And you see, I didn't say think. I said no.
Bro, I promise that's all I keep hearing in the military circles is I a buffoon. I said, what you said, a baboon? No, a buffoon. Baboons are even smarter than this.
Hey, I hate to interrupt y'all show, but let me ask you guys something. I've been listening to you guys a while, but listen, Trump done took my job. He's selling
Yours too?
cars now. He's selling cars now.
Yeah, I
Hey
saw him.
man,
He said
hey
Teslas.
man,
He told us.
Shabana Motors.
He
The
said
White
if you
House was
boycott,
Shabana Motors today, I promise.
he said
Shabana ties.
if you
Trump
boycott
got
Tesla,
Shabana
it's illegal.
ties.
He said
Bro,
we illegal.
bro, this man was Shabana ties. I mean, like, Elon Musk presented Kinsa Ford at the White House. I mean, Elon Musk presented, Shabana Motors, like I said, Shabana Motors at the White House. And
He
he was geeked up about it. Make that
yeah,
make sense, man. You are
corruption,
allowing individuals to use the White House
for
premises as a
pure corruption, pure corruption,
bruh,
corruption.
bruh,
Shit,
I knew
ain't what I want
somebody
to say.
was going I knew
Corruption.
somebody was gonna mention that. I knew somebody was gonna mention that. I
Hey,
thought it was
that was a free information info commercial.
bruh.
Illegal. Using the White House as a grift.
And the president.
The biggest corruption
And they stepped
in the
over it like it was
history
a
of the
law.
United States.
But I tell y'all, Elon
Elon
Musk gonna get
told
his
Elon
money
he
one
was
way
gonna
or
buy
I
one.
said
another.
what I had to say. I'm going back.
Look, he lied and told Elon he was gonna buy one.
Yeah, he lied, said he was gonna buy one. He can't even drive.
Dumpy pants. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, so Shabana Motors in Washington, D.C. today. President Elon Musk presented President um Dumpy Pants, the orange
Orange
orangutan,
orangutan.
Yes, you knew it was coming. Presented the orange orangutan with a call with credit. I
Mm.
was like, make this make sense. I mean, like, how is it even possible that political ethics, law, and others is being, I mean, like, just, we're not even gonna worry about that. Political norms are not even being addressed, y'all. And we have to understand. This is what I want people to understand.
Fighting for our civil rights out
We
there,
have
huh?
right, but we have to understand this, Miss Cat. We lost control of the House. We lost control of the Senate. We did not really have sway and power in the judiciary. And the executive is definitely not for the people. So what do you
Hmm.
have? Anarchy. This is a coup at its finest. And individuals that are downplaying it as such, um, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I will say this though.
A coup or leading
Eventually,
to apartheid?
oh, it's a coup.
What?
It's just a coup right now. It's a coup right now. But nobody's talking about that. News medias is not talking about, especially big news media, big media ain't talking about it. Big media ain't talking about it at all. Independent media and small spaces like the Round Table Talk, and other independent spaces, they're talking about it. But again, if our listeners and our followers aren't and viewers aren't really astute in that space, they'll be like, "Oh, that's just talking points." No, the United States of America is screaming for help,
Help me,
and there
help
is
me.
not an impeachable bill that will pass the House or the Senate because the majority is sycophants. I wouldn't even call them MAGA or I, that's sycophants. And when you
And with
get
it, the world market. And with it, the world market.
a threat on every side, y'all,
Yeah.
I really don't
I
understand.
yeah.
And like I said,
Globally, yeah. I'm just saying globally, the stance that the Biden administration took coming out of COVID and navigating through COVID helped the world market tremendously. I mean, and now to see that all go, I mean, I mean,
it's like
say what
vapor,
you want
bruh.
to about the North American free trade. Yes, it moved jobs. It displaced jobs out of
America,
Youngstown,
United States of
Ohio,
America into
and
Canada
took
and
them into
Mexico.
other areas.
Yes.
But what America didn't do at that same time, because at that point, going back in history, America was one of the leading countries when it came to refining earth minerals. We led the nation in refining earth minerals. We gave it up. And the last few companies here are Chinese owned. So when we talk about moving jobs, we never talked about retraining workers. I mean, and even now we still give. I mean, that's sort of happening in nonprofit spaces and other ways in which to give some donations to, but not really energize
A
a
hands-on
community
product.
of workers.
Yeah, I know
Right?
what you
Yeah,
mean. Hands-on product. You can't
yeah.
if you can pour this kind of money into communities or into organizations to fund programs, then you should be able to provide the actual hands-on
Hmm.
pamphlet, certification, verification, class, everything else that's needed without having to go to a third party or seeking outsourced
Yeah,
resources.
That will
yeah.
require a plan.
And there, just
But
like
we
you
have two
said, there was
parties.
one.
We have two parties.
There
We
was
have two
one.
parties. We have
Even under the
Democrats.
two-party system, there was a plan already in place. If we came from an America that had these types of jobs, skills, and labor readiness in place, the I mean the ISO standard may have changed, but the knowledge base information, the way to get these individuals' hands dirty has not changed. So the plan is there. It's just individuals gatekeeping and not willing to share that plan, that
Mm.
process, that certification, that skill set, that mindset, that job, that entrepreneur opportunity. I mean, the funding, the seed money. Shall I keep going? Because I got one left. Oh, the thing said do one more. And you're not giving them the complete support. So I mean, like the plan is there. You just don't have individuals implementing it because they gatekeeping. They want to put only particulars in this space. They want to put only their friends in this space.
Oh, the
Mm.
real
Nepotism at
DEI.
its finest. Huh?
The
Oh
real
yes,
DEI.
the real DEI. Because if you remember, one of the cabinet members uh for the orange orangutan now said that the smartest worker is the white man.
But that's what they've been wanting. They've been wanting to get back to that.
Or or like Barack Obama said in one of his final speeches. Yeah, I caught that, Mr. President. I was like, yeah, yeah. One of his speeches was like, definitely like this or something like that.
Right.
Oh, and that's how I feel about him, Dustin. That's how I feel about him. You're mad because Negroes have not only access to Negro institutions, higher learning institutions, but they also have access to Ivy League institutions, like our former and first black man president, as well as because whether we realize it or not, um, one of the first HBCUs was considered to be a black Ivy League school.
Mhm.
And so they were producing the same mindsets, and if not even greater than some of their Ivy League competitors or PWI competitors. And so, what I want us to understand, especially as we rebuild community, is that we would have to go out and find these plans because our grandfathers and uncles and aunts and grandmothers were seamstress, were tailors, were blacksmiths, and believe it or not, bending iron and molding iron and pouring iron, it's still the same.
You know, you talking about
Um,
trade. They don't want people to learn trades no more. They just want you to go to college, get you a little degree, be in debt, and move on. They ain't out here telling people. That's why me personally never went to college myself because I always saw it as a game. But they told so many people of my generation, you got to go to college, you got to get this degree, you got to do that. I know so many people with degrees that ain't working in those career fields. But you got people
Yeah.
that, hey, I'm 18. I know somebody at the plant. They can get me on. They've been working for 30 years now. They can retire. Or they
Man,
went out to
I
be an
have an
electrician or
IT
something.
career. I'll be real. I'll be very real with you. I have an IT career, and there have been times in my IT career where the market has been very soft. And if I had just had plumbing skills, HVAC skills, I was living in Houston. All of those would have been a dime for me. And it's what I tried to tell my kids. I mean, you know, we, and I hear you when you say they, but that was one of the biggest debates for us coming out of Reconstruction between W.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. And somehow it became a debate as opposed to saying, no, we're going to have to develop both of these. W.D. Du Bois said, no, the only way we're going to rise is if we get a talented 10th. We got to get people smart to deal with these people in a way that, and not that that wasn't a bad thing, but they, you know, but what we kind of refuse to recognize is just that the talented 10th is no different than the oligarchs because that's what that
Mm,
mindset produced. That if
mm.
you're going to produce this, that's all it's going to be, and then it becomes this sort of a fine bread. It doesn't expand itself; it contracts itself.
Mm,
Thanks for watching, Miss
mm.
Tony. Thanks for watching, Miss Tony. Good evening, Queen. Yes, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I just think we have to blow the dust off of some of these plans
Mm-hmm.
and implement them. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
we
We
need
have
to take
to
a radical approach to the youth
definitely we must do that.
We
because
That is
do.
it's a
We
definite.
do.
thing. It's a thing that young people understand is money. Just
And I
tell
mean
them how
right
much
now
these
money.
people make.
No,
Right now
yeah,
money.
microwave money. Yeah.
Right now money.
Them say
Hmm.
an
It's
Mm-hmm.
electrician, he show up, he do his work, he get paid immediately.
you
Right.
understand what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give you a bill. I mean like I'm gonna give you a receipt showing you the work that I did.
Yep.
And the hour or hours that you're
Hmm.
compensating me. Now, I didn't I will say computer science, electrical engineering. I wouldn't say I've ever gotten a job there, but if it's the knowledge has always came into in play, right? I've always had the knowledge at my fingertips and in my mind to like, to
Mm-hmm.
flex a little bit, so
Hmm.
to speak. But it's never to a position to where I would say I'm a certified electrician. No, I'm not. I would never say that no, no, no. I feel confident in wiring your house without a permit being done. That sounds fishy by itself, right? So I will definitely, as the business owner, I will definitely contract or subcontract someone that is qualified and certified as well as bonded for the job, right?
Hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
like you said, building these skills and trades back into our community where I have an in-house electrician I have an in-house plumber. I have an in-house pipe fitter. I have, in-house networker. I have in-house cat fiber. I got all of that in-house, right? My IT is in-house. My website development is in-house. My grant writer is in-house. Like all of that would be in-house, and I'm building those skills, right? But like Dustin said, they don't want that no more. You will
And
get
that, my
shut
brother, brings our
down.
conversation right back full circle. That-
Mhm.
because we have to check our integrity in our community.
Mm,
We need to check ourselves so that we can be worthy of serving our people.
yes. Yes. I like how you
That's right.
I like how you brought that back. I like how
Yeah,
Mhm.
you brought that
it
back,
was a
Lee.
full circle conversation, fellas, and
Right.
our time is
Man.
up.
Oh man. I'd be mad when our table be empty that quick. You ain't got nothing else to cook, Miss Cat. What you cooked over there anyway? Tell me something
I didn't
good for the
cook
rest of the week.
anything today.
Oh man. Tell us something good for the rest of the week. Something that's gonna keep us keep us going.
Check yourself so you don't wreck yourself. Huh?
It's bad for your health.
It's bad for your health.
Dustin, man, I greatly appreciate you being on with us. We'll definitely link up again. I'm looking forward to deeper and more insightful communications and enlightening thought process from you, brother. It's good to see you. Always good to see you. Um, Let people know how to get in touch with you, man. I know you still I know you're on Facebook and on other spaces, but let people know how to get in touch with you, bro.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I got a YouTube I be fooling around with every now and again. I'm on Twitter, but I wouldn't recommend it because I'm a little bit more edgier on Twitter.
I was about to say, Dustin, you gonna put it out there like that?
Yeah.
How bold you
Yeah.
is? Because he was very shy
Who are
tonight
you on?
compared to how he is on
I'm on
Twitter.
X. I'm on X. What are you on X?
What is? Hold on, I'll never be knowing none of my names. I think I'm the same on all. I think it's Mr. D.L. Harris. Yep, M
Okay,
R
I'm gonna
D
look
L
you up.
H
Okay.
A R R I S.
DL
Okay.
Harris.
Yes, Mr. D.L.
Okay.
Harris.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. DL Harris. Thanks for sharing with us tonight. Good night, Terry. Good night,
Good
Chris.
night.
Absolutely, Mr. Perry. Hold on, Perry. What? Give me something positive for the rest of the
I
week, big bro.
no, just always happy to hang out with my family and friends in the BMT. Always good to connect, man. So
Absolutely,
love
Always.
man.
y'all, and I will see you all next week.
Absolutely. I will say to everybody, stay prayed up, and continue to rebuild community. Y'all have a good
Thanks,
night. God
Tony, for
bless.
joining us too. Tony
Yes,
Fredos.
absolutely.
Thanks, Tony.
Absolutely, Queen Miss Tony. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all next Tuesday. God bless.